Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we will discuss about another topic related to HTML forms, where we will learn about few more types of input field that we can use in order to provide a way for user to upload the files and to perform some operations by clicking on some buttons. Okay, so these type of input fields we are going to discuss in this particular session. But before we start the session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously published sessions first, because these all sessions are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be really very easy for you to understand the ongoing topic. Okay, because for now we are just focusing on the types of input field. Other thing here I want to mention is that we are talking about input field in terms of forms, but yes, same thing you can do without forms as well. Like we can also use input fields whenever we want to use it. Doesn't matter if you are using it inside of forms or not. Okay, it will work same. Fine. Now I think we are good to start with the session. So here you can see we have just noted down the basic HTML code here, which contains some comments and one heading, which is HTML by Sharmit. Now we are going to use the same program in order to create the program for using different types of input fields. Okay. So before we start, let me show you the output of this code itself. So I'll just save it and refresh my browser. So the output is coming like this: HTML by Sharmit. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to create one heading here just to show the title. So here I'll write H2 types of input field in HTML forms. Okay, so we have just mentioned this heading. Let me save it, refresh it. Types of input field in HTML forms. Fine. Now as we are talking about the HTML forms, it's mandatory to use that form because we are talking about forms, so it's better to write form tag. In this form tag I will declare the action type. Okay, so action, here in action I will mention the program where I want to navigate my code once it is submitted. Okay, so let's say if I uh, you can see I have specified the TS-PGM10 here, which means whenever I click on this button for submit, it will take all the data, it will collect all the data from the user inputs and move it to this TS-PGM10 page. Clear? So this is how it will works. So we have specified this. Now it's time to add another heading. So let me add this heading 3 input field type file. Okay, so what it will do now, like it will just show this thing as a heading again, and now we are going to declare a input field which can hold or which can provide a way for user to upload the file. So let me add it here. I will write input, and in this input field we can simply mention the type. The type would be the file itself. Okay, so we have just mentioned the file and we can give a name as well, so user file. Okay, then you can save it and refresh your browser. Once you refresh your browser, you will find this button like structure which is for choosing the file, and you can see here is one more text which is no file chosen, because so far we have not selected any file in it, but we have added this field. So when user click on this choose file button, it will ask for like it will open this window from where user can select any file which he or she wants to upload. Okay, and then after selecting, for now I'm not selecting any file, I'm just showing you a way, but it is quite simple. You just need to select one file and then click on open, and it will simply after submitting you will see that file name is written over here. That means your file is uploaded. Okay, so this is the one way through which we can easily utilize input field in order to fetch or provide a way for uploading the file. Clear? Fine. Now the next thing which we are going to talk about is some buttons like input fields. Okay, so let me show you that. For that I'll write another heading, input field But before that, we are supposed to create one more field because I need to show something. So let me add input field, and this input field of type text, normal type text, which we have already discussed. Okay, fine. And let's give a name, username. Okay, let's save it and refresh it. So you can see it is coming here. So what we will do now, we will submit this field with the help of submit input field. Let me show you how we can create it. Okay, so let's add heading here, input field type, and here we will write submit. Okay, fine. Now let's add the input. So input, here we will mention type as submit. Okay, so now if I save this code and refresh my browser, you will see it is coming like this. Okay, so let's add some text here. Once I click on the submit button, it will submit my form. This is interesting, right? Because so far we were using the separate button tag, but this time there is no need to create a button tag. Instead of that, we can create a input field type submit, and through this only we can submit the data. You can see here username is submitted as text and file is not submitted. There is nothing in file because we have not submitted it, right? We have not uploaded it. But if you upload it, it will also move it. Okay, so this is the way through which we can add the submit type field, input field. Now another thing, can we create a normal button as well? Yes, you can, because this is, make it very clear, this is the input type field submit, not a button, right? But we have one more option where we can create button. So let me add heading 3, input field type, and here I will mention it as button. Okay, so let's add this button as well. So h3, I'll show you the difference as well, like what is the difference. Here I'll make it as type button. Okay, fine. Now if I save it and refresh it, you will see, okay, let me add one value to it so that it looks like a button. Value, click me. So this is the name for my button. Okay, fine. So right now if I fill up my data, okay, let's say file is also selected, you can simply click on it and then you can select any of the file. I'm not selecting because I don't want to upload anything here. Okay, so I just selected like this. Now if you click on submit, what submit will do, it will collect the data from this web page and move it to the TSPGM 10. But when I click on this click me button, it will do nothing. Okay, it means it will not submit the form. There might be some other purpose for using it, like we can decide anything and accordingly, like we can write a logic that when we are clicking on this we can do this. So that thing may be more clear when we would do the backend things, but for now just make it very clear. Submit type will submit the form, but normal button type will not submit the form. It will, this is for other purpose, like you can use it as a normal button, okay, not a submit button. Likewise, we have another type which is very interesting as well as important. Let me show you that as well. So h3 input. Okay, here I'll write input field type, and here I'll write input field type reset. Okay, so this is the new term you can say, but it is very important again. Input field, here I'll mention type, and in type we will mention it as reset. So what this button will do, very interesting thing, let me show you. If I fill up the data, for example, like right now we have only one input field, but just assume there are multiple fields over here. Okay, let's say 10 to 20 fields. We have noted down data in everything, right? But we don't, but later on we got to know that, yeah, that data is not the correct one. So in that case, we are not supposed to clear each and every field again and again, right? Instead of this, we can provide this button to user and he will just click, he or she will just click on this reset and it will clear all the fields, all the input fields. So make it very clear. It will clear entire form, not only the one particular field, okay? But if you talk about the registration form, we always notice that there are two buttons. One is for submit and one is for reset or reset or clear. So that we can use. Okay, we can make it as clear or reset. So whenever user click on it, it will clear the data. Clear? So this is how we can utilize these types of input fields. I hope this session is clear to all of you. In the next session, we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.